We're actually out in the suburbs of Paris. He started with a small shop here in the town of Sceaux, and then he expanded to Paris. But it's still small. There's only 12 people that work here. In France, people start working at a younger age than they would start working in a lot of other countries because it's a lifelong craft. These people are not doing this to work their way through art school, or they're not struggling actors, trying to get by. This is what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. And it's a big honor for them to work for Monsieur Roger. Vous avez commencé à quel âge le travail?
À 15 ans.
15 ans?
Ouais.
C'est normal en France.
Ouais.
Mon bouche est congelée parce que...
On commence tôt, hein.
Oui. They start very early here, much earlier in other places. Et ton père a fait du chocolat ou
Non,
votre père
pas
a
du
fait
tout.
du
Il était
chocolat?
boulanger.
Ah oui, he
Ouais.
made the bread.
Ouais.
Okay. So what he's doing is he's making a chocolate shell that's going to have different layers inside of it. He's very skilled at this. You can tell he has an MOF collar, red, white, and blue. And it's a big honor in France to have that signification. These are some of the chocolate sculptures that Monsieur Roger does. He's very famous for them. This is the Berlin Wall made of edible chocolate. You could conceivably eat the Berlin Wall. The graffiti is all actually made from cocoa butter. This is a Christmas tree that he's been working on for several months. They're never going to be able to move it, but it's all the way up to the ceiling. This is a tempering kettle, and this is what they're going to use to dip all their chocolates in. So they've broken it up here, they're melting it down again, and they said I can have a taste, so. It gets my seal of approval. One of the things I like about Patrick Roger is that he uses unusual flavors that you don't normally see in France, like lime and apple and caramel with pumpkin. And he's incorporating them into very traditional looking things, but they taste very good. They're balanced, they're not weird. What's happening in the shop here is they're asking feedback from different people. They're doing little experiments. To me, that's a real sign of a true chef. And they're all passing the chocolates around and they're giving their opinions. And it's not an insult. He wants to hear what you don't like. He's very concerned, and that actually shows to me that he's a real master. This is a salted butter caramel. You can see the nuts are nice and toasted. One of my pet peeves is when you go somewhere and you get nuts that aren't toasted.
Parce que ça tendance à péter aussi le lendemain.
So he's asking me if this is better than another caramel that I have in Paris. C'est pas mal du tout. In French, you never say something is good.
Yeah.
C'est pas mal. This is praline, and it's a mixture of caramelized hazelnut paste and chocolate. Then it's enrobed with a very thin layer of chocolate just on top, and then it gets enrobed again completely with the machine. It tastes like the best candy bar you've ever had in your life. When I went to candy making school, the first few days I was so excited because there was all these scraps on the edges, and I started eating them. I started eating a lot of them, and by the second or third day I'd kind of had enough. So we're here in the garden, the potager, which is right next to the chocolate shop. Ah, merci beaucoup, c'est gentil. Okay, thank you.
Break it up.
Okay, I'll break it up.
See
Okay, I'll see what's inside. Thank you, merci.
Yeah.
C'est comme le chocolat chaud emballé. It's like a hot chocolate in a mold. It's pretty good. And you can see right now it's fall, so a lot of things are going out of season. But Patrick comes out here and gets the herbs for his chocolate. They grow mint, thyme, rosemary, sage. This is borage. It's actually really good in salads. They kind of have a cucumber-y taste. No, they don't. No. And these are the beehives. They have 10 beehives here. 7 of them are located up on the roof and 3 are down here in the garden. This is the honey from the hives from right outside. Because he's making his own honey now, he's doing a lot of things with bees. So these are little bumblebees made of chocolate. We're here in the shop in Paris. The interesting thing about this shop in particular, it's not located in a very chic area. It's not an upscale left bank address. And it gets a very interesting mix of people. For those of you who read my Paris book, I spent some time in the shop here learning how they actually present chocolates because it was a pretty fascinating thing to me. I'd always worked in the kitchen and never dealing with customers. So this is what happens with some of the chocolates that we saw today. This is a Rocher. And we saw them cutting this one, and then what they do is they take nuts, they put them on top and they enrobe it again. These are the different selections of chocolate that they make here, these beautiful boxes. The special thing about the boxes of chocolate is when you buy one, they have these orbs that are included in it. It became so popular that they started selling just these boxes of the orbs. These happen to be yuzu and lime. And this is a prunelle, which is a liquor made from wild plums that Patrick's mother picks. And then these are made from honey, the honey from the hives that we saw. So she's putting together a chocolate box for a customer. And what they do is they put a layer of chocolate on the bottom of each box. It's kind of a surprise, so when you're done with the chocolate, you have a little surprise, you have chocolate at the end. It's flecked with cocoa nibs. When I spent some time in the shop, this is the only thing they wouldn't let me do. One of the things about making food that we think about is people in the kitchen or people in the laboratories making all this stuff. But the other half of it is the customers. And that's a very important part of the food business that often gets overlooked. One of the reasons I became a baker is because I like to bake, of course, and I like to share things. You know, nobody makes a cake and eats the whole thing for themselves. And Patrick is very aware of the people who are eating the chocolates.